Hey, welcome back to our new video on EHS Simplified. Thank you so much for your support and guidelines. So today we'll talk about the complete beginner guidelines for environmental health and safety. This video is regularly for beginners who are in very new in this journey, EHS, what is EHS, why it is required, and each and everything. Thanks. We'll go stepwise. So this is why EHS matters and why it starts with you. Every workplace injury, illness, and environmental incident is preventable. EHS gives every employee the tools to stop them before it is happened. EHS stands for what? Environmental, health, and safety. A discipline that protects your people, workplace, and planet. Organization with a strong EHS programs reduce a workplace accident, lower legal exposure, and build employee trust. EHS combines environmental organization health and workplace safety into a integrated practices. This guidelines is competence to every employee who are needed basically. What is EHS? EHS, the three pillar. EHS is not a checklist. It's mindset for every employee, and it is not for only the health and safety department or the health and safety officer must carry. So, environmental, protecting environmental part. Okay, we were giving the three part: environmental part, occupational health and safety part, and workplace safety. Environmental, protecting natural resources, ecosystem, managing waste, and preventing that pollution, ensuring the compliance environment laws, laws like wherever you are, geographical information, if it is inside the India, outside of India, depends on their rules and regulations, monitoring emotion and environmental impacts. Occupational health, preventing work related illness and injury, monitoring hazardous exposure at work, promoting healthy work condition and economics, supporting the worker well-being and fitness for work. Identify workplace safety. What is identify the hazard, assessment risk, and implementing the control, preventing accident, preventing the injuries and fatalities at work. A safe workplace is a legal and a moral imperative. So core principle is that EHS exists to prevent the harm before it occurs, not just respond after. So every industry, every role, and every employee for the same. Yes, the next is hazard identification. See it before it hunt. You cannot control a hazard. You have a found it. Systematic identification is the first line of defensive. A hazard is any source of potential harm to people, property, or the environment. What are the hazard? We consider as a six hazard, basically three by three, which is one is physical, chemical, biological, economic, psychological, and environmental. So what are the physical hazard? We found that noise, vibration, temperature, extreme radiation, sleep, etc. Chemical, toxic substance, solvent, gases, dust, corrosive, etc. Biological, bacteria, viruses, mold, etc. Ergonomics, relative motions, repetitive motion, I'm sorry, awkward posture, manual handling, poor workstation design. Okay, psychological, workplace stress, bullying, fatigue, workload. Okay, environmental, spill, emission, waste, containment, land, etc. So identify method, how you identify this hazard. Workplace throughout that, go through that workplace area, your um, create a JSA, which is job safety analysis, near miss report, if anything, most important, near miss report, and employee observations, what employee thinks, what employee found, so their activity, what their challenges, that we need to think about this. So next, this line or this slide, we talk about that that elements of or the hierarchy of controls, how you control from first most effective to least effective. So last we will talk about in a five elimination part. substitution part, engineering control, administrative control, and PPE. So PP is the least and elimination is the first. Why it is first? Remove the hazard entirely. If you have that is solution elimination part, you just remove the hazard, you are completely fine. Substitution, you replace the hazard. If you find this material is little bit not good, not should, so this B material should be there, so you just put in a B material, so this is called the substitute. Okay, engineering controls, so you can't eliminate, you can't substitute, so then you do the engineering control, you do the gardening part, you do labeling part, you do the ventilation, that light, whatever that existing hazard, you can work on that. Administrative part, where if you cannot control that top three, you can do the administrative part, the procedure you need to check, training you need to do, all these things. You cannot do anything, then you the least things, which is the PPE. The PPE, personal protective equipment, you have to go, you have to work, but you have to wear the proper PPE. We will go the PPE in our next slide also. Apart from this elimination part or hierarchy control, in the left hand side you can see the matrix of risk matrix. We can see, we can calculate a 5 by 5, which is likelihood and severity. So here you can see the three part, which is green, not three exactly, but we consider as a three. We will talk about the red one in the last. Green, yellow and orange. Green is a low, where your severity and likelihood both are low condition, so that time we condition as a low. So that is accepted and monitoring, it should not be go to the high level anywhere. Okay, so that is monitoring, but that is acceptable, not at all issues regarding that. But the medium part, plan control, so whatever, maybe your severity is high, but severity is high, likelihood is low, or the some different vice versa, is severity is low but likelihood high, so that time sometime it's a medium means it's okay, you need to think about this, you can plan for, okay, next month we can change this or not, you can control, plan control accordingly. High, where both is high basically, so that time you act now, you should not plan, you should right now act. But your both, when the both are extreme, into a 5 by 5, you talk about 5 by 5, which is 25, so that time you have to stop, and you can issue these things. Okay. Incident reporting. So incident reporting, how we do incident. In a left hand side you can see the near miss, first aid, recordable incident, lost in time. Okay, that nothing happened but the employee didn't work properly, so that time we consider as a loss of time. And fatalities, if some unavoidable situation is happened, so incident severity is this way. Reporting step, how you do the reporting. First, secure the scene, you have to be secure the scene through the barricade or whatever the procedure you follow, that things. Second things is notify supervisor, you have to call, mail, whatever the procedure you follow, you need to supervise, you need to inform the supervisor things. Third is document facts, so you can do the documentation part, what happened, why this is things. Submit the report, okay, you just submit the report. Okay. And fifth is preserve the evidence, whatever the evidence, whatever the photo video you took, you preserve all these things. So here we consider as a three part, which is root cause analysis, the 5 why it is happened, when it is happened, why not, why, who seen this, what seen this, like, so you can consider is a one question is a why until unless you received your answer. So okay, what time happened, why it is happened, why not follow the PP, why not follow the procedure, why not follow the PPE. Okay, why it is like that way, why it is open. So whatever the procedure, whatever the scenario, you should go to that next last stage where you got that answer, then you can got, okay, this is the root cause, because of that reason this has happened. Okay, kappa, close the loop. Okay, corrective and preventive action. kappa is full form is a corrective and preventive action. Every identified risk must be addressed, documented and verified. Identified, address, documents and verify. Okay, so you should do the corrective action and preventive action. What corrective action right now happen, and what will be the what should be follow, that should be prevent any future incident or accident. Next is your encourage that no blaming culture. So that is a very good culture if you can follow that things. Encourage the no near miss report, without fear or increasing the report rates enable fast, effective and action. Report near miss. They are free listen for someone gets hurt. So this is a very good culture we can follow. That is called no blaming report culture. Okay, next is, yes, we talk about the personal protective equipment, which is PPE. Personal protective PPE is a last line defense. We talk about that in our earlier slide. It is one works that when fits correctly once, because if I wear a mask and there is no dust, but there might be some sound happening, so I should not protect my hearing part. So the PPE is not we randomly choose that work related the pp should need it, because what work I am doing, based on that what pp should I follow, is it I'm following that normal or not, that we need to do that. Okay, so you we can consider as a pp is a zone body wise, so you can see that. Okay, you can follow that wise. Head, which is head hat, falling some object or something else, so that can we can protect the head. Eye, we can shield, face shield, safety goggles project. So any debris or anything it is coming to our eyes, so it will not be impact our eyes. Hearing, we can consider ear muff or ear muff or ear plus, basically for the noise above when it is 85 decibel. Okay, respiratory things in 95 scuba, airborne, any kind of dust things or dust working level work culture, so we have to follow the mask and each and every. Hand gloves, cut resistant, chemical, heat, biological, wherever we are working, is it the biological hazard, is it the chemical hazard, is it the cutting sharp object hazard, depends on that we have to follow the hand gloves properly. Foot foot and body, so we should overall that safety shoes and body wise the safety protocol, is it any required other these things, so we follow the same things. So this pp is a fundamental area, is that we should follow the rules and regulations based on our risk, identify on the risk, and after that we will follow that apart from this. Okay. Okay, so now we talk about the fire safety. Okay, the fire safety and emergency plan. So we all know this is fire, and but we talk about the fire triangle. What is triangle? Which is the three opposite line, which is one is a fuel, heat and oxygen. So if you can consider, if the three triangular line, if you cut something, it will not be fire. So you can see right now we are sitting on that room, maybe you are listening from one of the room, so there is a heat. Yes, some heat is there. Here is oxygen. Yes, we inhale and exhaling, so oxygen will be there. Is it fuel is there? No, I don't think so. But if you lighting or anything, matches or any lighting, these things, it will be fire? No, because there is not sufficient heat is present, so it will be required a cycle chain with chemical reaction. You can consider it is required a specific cycle or specific chain for specific things, so then only it will be fire. Okay, we consider this is the class level based on that. So class a, class b, class c, d and k. So as per the class a, ordinary combustible material, all these things, which is the class a. Class b is a flammable liquid, anything related to flammable liquid. Class c is all the electrical fire. Class d is any combustible metal, basically metal fire. And class k, which is cooking oil, fat or any related to kitchen fire, so that's why we call class k. Okay, so race protocol. Okay, we will talk about the race protocol. What is race protocol? R for rescue. What? Remove the people from immediate danger. If I am in the danger, you should remove me. So because maybe my smoke and each and everything, I will be senseless and I will be not survive in these things. Okay, a for alarm. I'll activate the fire alarm, call emergency services. So when, what will be the emergency response when you're sharing information to everyone? So you cannot shout, you cannot call everyone. So when you switch on the alarm, it will be activated, everyone can see. So that will be. C is curtain. So close the door, windows. Fire will be limited spread, because the maximum oxygen will not be passed and each and everything. So we can consider like three particular will be there. One is fuel, heat and oxygen. If your oxygen cut off, fire will not be spread. So that is the three. Race, RAC. And we talk about the E is for the extinguish or evacuate small fire with extinguisher or evacuate the assembly point. So depends on you. If you are okay, if you are evacuate, you can train, you know how to do that, please go ahead. Otherwise, no need to take your risk. That is the most important, because we are saving the people first. After that, protect our any equipment. So people first, then only we will go for next option. So people, you are people. So no, for me, I should not be encouraged. If you are not trained enough, if you don't know how to operate, so don't go for that. Okay, so next we think about the pass method. What is the pass method called? PASS, pass, pull, aim, squeeze and swipe. Pull the pin. So if you think about, if you know, if you notice about, if you consider this is the fire alarm, or this is the fire extinguisher, so you have a pin, so you have to be pull this pin and aim that nozzle. Okay, so when you have the nozzle, you have to aim properly wherever this fire base level, not the upper side, because maybe fire is here, but you can see the fire from the top of these things. So you should not go and extinguish from this part. You should be explained, or you should be extinguished for the base level. Okay, so quiz, you can quiz that lever, then only it will be released, and swipe left and right, up and down. So you have to control accordingly. So here is the most important. You need to know your emergency route analysis. Where is the refuge area, for which staircase you should go, where is the assembly area, and all these things. Next this chapter or this slide, we will talk about the environmental management. EHS, environmental health and safety professional, are environmental stewards to compliance in the floor, not the selling basically. So what environmental, we talk about the air, water and land. Here we need to think about the emission and air quality. Emission monitoring and the air quality control reduce the atmospheric pollutions from the industry operations. So here we think about that ISO 14001, which is environmental international standard wise, and EMS, environmental management system, which is widely acceptable in a global. Okay, management tools, which is waste, water related, water discharge, spilling. So efficient discharge management, spill prevention, protect the waterways and groundwater basically. The waste minimize, if you have that waste management system, waste minimize things, reuse the water. Okay, so we can call is the rethink, the reuse, recycle and reduce basically. So spill prevention plans, so pollution control, equipment monitoring programs and etc. Land, the waste and containment, the waste segregation, disposal and containment, prevention to protect the soil and land resources. That soil containment will be these things. So we'll need to go with the cleaner soil, cleaner part. When you have the waste management system, your landfall will less obviously. So that we need to again think. Okay, that the most important things, and very good example you can see here, the four particuli divided. One is the reactive, dependent, dependent and interdependent, and independent and interdependent basically. So here, like reactive is act, incident occur, safety is not a priority. Okay, act first, incident occur, then okay, this is the reactive part. Okay, first incident happen, we will take care after that. Okay, no cut registered glass, cut happen, we will do the bandit. You can see like this example. So the behavioral things. Dependent is follow up rules, follow the rules when the supervisor or compliance are driven. Okay, my leader is coming, my supervisor is coming, we need to check care thing. So then only, this is the show of things we need to follow, then only coming. Okay, independent, personal commitment. Okay, safety, navigated and all these things. Okay, personal commitment, I am here, okay, I will take care myself. That is interdependent, is that the cultural, like correlated. Okay, I am doing great, are they are doing great, what they are doing great, they are safe or not. Okay, I can feel that I am safe, but they are not. So that time you need to think. So that is the cultural diversion. You can see the graph. If you have a inter, wherever your culture, wherever your organization culture, wherever that, you can mark on that, and how you can progress from here to there. Okay, rules and procedure create a flow and safety. Cultural determine high high how high above and the floor organization operates. Safety culture is shared values, beliefs, behavior determined how safety is prioritized daily basis. Strong safety culture hallmark visible leadership, commitment, open reporting, employee involvement, and continuously learning. Behavioral based safety observe recognizing safety behaviors, corrective at a risk behavior without blame, leaders and set culture through visible commitment, wearing that PP, stopping unsafe walk, conducting the safety walks, ILO World Day, psychological risk, workload roles, and identify this. All depends on the culture. The goal is interdependence, where every team member actively looks out for each other's safety. So that is the most important, and that is the most beauty things if you can urge that, and you can compliance on that part as a cultural and behavioral based. Okay, that now we can talk about that um, EHS legal compliance. So legal, you can see there is a legal part. You can see that we can consider about the OSHA. Obviously, the OSHA part is Occupational Safety and Health Act, which is obviously for the construction, general duty, and something. Then we talk about like EPA, which is Environmental Protection Regulations, converting air, water, and the hazard waste management part. And then third is ISO 45,000 and ISO 14,000, which is 45,000 is internationally recognized, which is Occupational Health and Safety Management System Framework, and 14,001 is International Environmental Management System. It is widely acceptable, and the most things is NIBOSH, and you can do the IOSH part, which is globally recognized certificate. And EHS qualified that multinational organization is here to adopt this professional complete, so you can focus on that area, so it will be definitely easy for you to core compliance. Now we talk about the core compliance part, which is one is hazard communication, hazard, you can see the hazard communication and labeling, which is GHS or SDG, record keeping or OSA 300, injuries and illness, employee training and hazard procedure, workplace inspection, self audit, and independent reporting and regulations. Okay, so the consequence of a non-compliance, basically what will be happen, fine will be happen, legal liability will be happen, operational shutdown can happen, can possible, reputational damage can. EHS standard is involving the risk mitigation, boost your employee morale and productivity, and increase the cost saving by minimizing accident and regulatory fine, basically. So your next step is that um, you can see that how what will be there, so you can carry a leader like where you are right now. Maybe you are the EHS coordinator or safety officer, or you are the manager, so you can do like how you can progress your day by day, or day by day you can fix like this way, you are here, how is your goal here, and how to go like this way. So key certification, I always highlighted these things: NIBOSH, IOSH, IOSH, you can say that BCCP, and lead auditor, that will be definitely help you for the key certification career also. Okay, so your next step, safety knowledge without action is just awareness. Okay, so you need to do that. So conduct a hazard walkthrough, okay, and own workplace and 6 hazard categories and guide, review your site incident reporting procedure and emergency response plan, confirm your own evacuation route and assembly area, you should know that. Identify that entry level certification, and basically the OSHA, IO. So go step by step, not jump into the everything. Okay, conduct a site safety team, basically, or you can go for your professional bodies, SSAP log. Right now, also LinkedIn, you can go. There is a multiple option you can go, and you can check on your career perspective. So thank you so much. You just let me know, drop me, comment me on that, which category you want, any specific category you want to do this training or not. Any, it's not a training, it's a brief thing, so we can connect with that. So depends on that. See you on the next time. Thanks.